I'm just gonna talk to you about how to do it, because it's, once you've done the other one, you should be pretty good. Okay, so, as always, I start with a 90-degree at the neck and at the waist, okay? And as always, I'm gonna start at the dart placement. My back dart placement is 3 1/8, so I'm going to take my ruler and place it at center back and look for 3 1/8. I had to move mine a little bit because it was like a 16th off. And that happens, okay? So when I did that, then I had to move the dart, or I had to adjust the dart and move it over too. So it was 1.5 inches. So you can see I had to actually move it just a little bit over. Okay, so I got my waist arc, I moved the dart, and then I continued over to the side seam, and I took my waist measurement plus ease, and my side waist is right there. So perfect. Okay, so now we're ready to draw the dart, but how do we know where to put the point of the dart? Well, here's how we do that. I would double check, your side seam and make sure you square it out, and make sure it's the side seam length. So again, just take your ruler, draw from the side waist to the armhole depth, square out. I did a 1/2 inch, so I squared out, and then I drew it in, and then just check the length of it and make sure that it matches your chart. Okay, so looking at mine, 8 3/8 looks good. Okay, so now we can draw the dart, and this is how you do it. I had to do all this in order to do this. So I'm taking my armhole depth, the new armhole depth, so the one that's out 1/4 inch for you guys. So I'm going to place that there, and I'm going to square across my fabric, drawing a line. Okay, that is going to guide me in getting my dart length. Okay, because otherwise, where would you put it, right? It's kind of like a big guessing game. All right, now that I've got that, now I look at my dart intake, and my dart intake is 1.5. Half of 1.5 is 3/4. You guys are doing 3/4, so half for you will be 3/8. So I find center, I measure from center back to center. Okay, mine ended up being about 3 7/8. And I came on this guideline and I marked a point also at 3 7/8. Okay, drew the center of the dart, came down 1/2 inch. You guys will come down 1/4. And then I connect, and now I know where my dart is. Okay, not too bad, right? You just need to do it in a way that you do this first, then you can do this, then you can do this, okay? And we're gonna fold it too and make sure everything matches. Okay, now we can go up to our shoulder dart and draw in a nice line from the tip of the dart to the mark that we made. And it should be 1/4 inch, okay? And mine should be 1/2 inch. And then we draw that in as well, making sure that is good, okay? The shoulder is not a straight line on this. Do you see when I put my ruler down? It's not a straight line, is it? No. And you guys know this from pattern making. When you have a dart on the edge, it changes the shape of the edge, right? So to get this line, you actually have to fold the dart and then draw it, okay? And I think in my video I said you could wait on that. I went ahead and did it today. Sometimes I do it this way, sometimes I do it this way. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and draw the neck in. Now, this is important, and this is in your book too. If you look at your book, it tells you we're going to add ease. So this was where the mid armhole pin head is. We come out 1/8 inch for you guys, 1/4 inch for me. That is good because we want room to do this, right? We want a little bit of ease in the back shoulder blade area. So I came out 1/4, connected the shoulder tip to the new marking all the way to the armhole depth where I came out 1/2 inch, okay? So it's pretty straightforward. Now, to draw this line, if you're going to do it, you have to fold on the dart leg closest to center, bring it over to the dart leg closest to the side, pin it fabric to fabric. And you can check your measurement on this too at the same time of your shoulder length to see if it's good. Okay, so once I have that, I could draw on my shoulder, but you know, really, we're gonna do this more accurately when we put it on paper. So I just did it kind of tentatively because I'm gonna fold out all my darts and put them together now and make sure everything is still good. I actually remember, oh, it was the front one. I had to really move things around a little bit because it was off. You know, sometimes you stretch the fabric and you don't realize it, and so that's probably what I did on the front. So I'm pinning this all together along here, and double check your waist arc plus ease. Don't forget the ease. Sometimes people will be doing it and they forget about the ease, and then they take it off, and guess what? Then the garment doesn't fit. So don't take it off. Don't get rid of it. We need it. I'm pinning my dart with the dart legs together. I brought the one closest to center over to the one closest to the side, and I can keep pinning that. But what I want to show you is we're going to put our front and our back together at the side seam and at the shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to match, I'm just going to finger press that, match the side seam here, and we're looking for several things. We're looking to see that our side seam is the same length. So just fold one of them over. Just fold the front. I just usually do the front. And match it up to the seam that you marked underneath and pin it. Ow. And so we're checking the length, but we're also checking to see if it blends well. And if it doesn't, then see how I did a line a little bit higher there? That told me, okay, to blend it, I need to bring it up there. And see how I always draw a little arrow? Like, this is the correct one, so that when I put it on paper, I can tell myself, oh, that's the right one. I mean, I can do a cross there, but it's so close, it's hard to see it. Okay, now the shoulder. So I've got my shoulder dart pinned, kind of. Let me just make sure it goes through both layers. Okay, so I have my shoulder dart pinned. And now I'm going to fold over the front, and I'm going to pin them together. So Monday, you should have everything trued. And when you come in, this is what I want you to do, and I want you to put it on your form. Okay, I don't want you to wait for me to tell you to do it. I want you to get it ready, and we'll put it on the form, and we're going to see how it looks. And then we're going to put it on paper. Okay, so I want you to be prepared on Monday with this so that we can pin it, or it's pinned and you put it on the form, and then we're going to put it on paper, and then we're ready to move on to the skirt, which will go much faster than the bodice went. The bodice is kind of slow, especially bodice front, because I had to spend a good amount of time so that, you know, you guys understood it. Didn't you go a lot faster on the back? Yeah, you did. And even on the truing, you're doing great. So you want to see that it matches, you want to see that it blends, and it looks pretty good to me. I will make it perfect on the paper. Okay, there's a little corner there, a little corner there, but for now, I'm happy with that. So when we put it on the form on Monday, I'm going to just grab a couple of T-pins. I'm going to put it matching the X here. I'm going to match the X here. There might be a little bit of tightness in it, but we're going to fix it in the pattern. We add some ease in the shoulders on the pattern. So it looks pretty good. Okay, I would pin that completely, pin this completely. Oh, look I did pin it, but it didn't go through. Okay, that's all right. We'll do it now. Okay, now it's in there. Okay, so we did put ease in the waist, so don't worry like, oh, it's so big. No, it's not big. We want that for our basic. Not in a corset. We don't want all that in a corset. But it looks pretty good. I could put a pin here to hold it. I don't think I have any more. Oh, I can grab this one. Just a little applicator. I'm going to put it there. That could be pinned a little better. But it looks pretty good. It's matching the side seam. Yeah, so not too bad, okay? 11 right here, that might be a little short right there, so I might raise my center waist here a little bit. I don't know though, it's pretty close. We won't know till we sew it. But yeah, there's the bottom of my waist tape. So I think I'm okay. All right,